Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22. It's career mode. This is episode 49. We are now on to the Tour de Suisse. And for this one, what we're looking for is a stage victory. That's it. That's all we need. It is one of our final two key objectives of the year. We've got the 100%, I'd say locked up by now. But the Tour de France, we massively bomb that and this, and you never know. Maybe we'll drop below that 100% mark. And I'd like to retain that, keep enough of a cushion. So for this, we'll try to accomplish that goal. As in, we are seeking a stage win. So we go for it here. We've got a good, strong team for this. Not our A team, but it's definitely a mix of A team, B team kind of guys. It's enough. It should be enough to get the job done. And there are guys that are in good form, like Arietta, who ends up coming with a, I think, +2 on his expected, getting a +5 for the day. Bogli, Vermark, Frigo all have +1s. Coop, the only one who's really struggling as we go through the first of 4 climbs today. First 2 are the hardest. Last 2 are definitely sprinters climbs. So far, only a single rider has been dropped from the field, and now a smaller group of 11 is dropped off. We have this as stage 2. Stage 1 was an individual time trial. And we are getting that recovery in now, and 52k to go. This is actually the time we need to get water. Let's have Kranj do it. He's a little bit better suited than Coop. Coop's -3 is going to really hurt his stamina fast. Kranj not having to drop back too far here, but come on, get that water, get that water. He's still, there we go. Come on forward. At least get most of the way up there before the base of the climb so you don't waste that much energy. That's the base of the climb. And it's Arietta he was protecting, so he goes just right back to the front. Final breakaway rider has been caught, so the breakaway is already done. Coop hanging on for now. And the Peloton really has not shrunk that much. None of the teams are making things overly difficult at this point. Kranj actually goes over the top of that first, and temporarily anyway, leads the King of the Mountains classification. And look at that nice recovery setting in. Kranj and Coop, the only ones not quite back to full strength, and in the case of Coop, just starting to impact his day's maximums. So the team's looking really strong with just 2 climbs to go and 1 little hill in between. 21k. Let's go ahead and start upping the effort level into the low 80s here. We'll go 81 for the time being as we go over the quick little hill. That one now out of the way. And now we start speeding up, holding that position, and the Peloton begins to drop just a little bit. 139 now. And 12k. You know what? Let's do this thing. We are going to put ourselves in position over this short little Cat 3 to set up the real push, which is the Cat 2. Coop's obviously going to go first, and Kranj. So there's that group at the front. I think Bano was... Whoa. For Mark. Weak climber. Weak climber. So we'll get these guys next in that line. Bring them in together. And then you're looking at your top 3. Arietta, already the best guy. And the +5. So he's the heavy favorite for us. Then Bogli. And then Frigo. For Mark, probably a slightly better option. But positioning-wise, I think for Mark's gonna probably go through a lot to get up there. So Coop, let's go get control of this thing. We'll say a 91. Trago trying to attack. Just right off the front, but not worrying me with that. He didn't go long or hard there. And this is about keeping these guys from getting away, not about necessarily being at the front of the field. Kranj will get his gel ready, and should see more and more of the team now getting into place as we are onto the flat. These two still struggling to get up here, though. Not pleased about their lack of positioning here. And it's already down to 7K and the final climb. And what the heck happened here? Those two come from the back. Okay, Coop's done. Crunch, his gel's already kicked in. Let's get my nose as well as he's coming further back. 93 sounds good. These guys attacking very early.
Acceleration by Vingegaard.
1K from the top already, so it is coming hard and fast, but it's not about the first move on this one. As you can see, those guys negated already. And Kronj is going to go over the top twice now in this. That's going to give him a lead in that King of the Mountains. And Kronj setting up his teammates behind. How are we looking on that? Arietta. These guys are still chasing. But what do we have for sprint? Arietta, 69.75. Frigo. And Kronj. So Frigo, drop to the back. Bogley will chase. Now we've got the front four and a lead out. So sprinting. And inside that final kilometer, sprinting. How do we do on this one? Can we hold these guys off? We're going to get that stage win right off the bat. There's Arietta crossing the line first. Just barely, though. Bernal came in hard and fast at the end. But there you go. It only took us one try. Arietta claiming the stage victory. Frigo 4th. Bogley 6th. Bano and Vermark coming in, trailing behind 10th, 11th. Never quite made their way up to where the team was. And there are going to be some time gaps here as well, GC-wise, but I'm not worried about that. We've done it. We are done with the Tour de Suisse. We've got our stage victory onto the National Championships. Czech Republic individual time trial, and we're looking at a really challenging setup. Now, expected race day condition was a +1. I was hoping for some sort of bonus on top of that, because that was going to be our best shot at getting a result here. We don't. In fact, we actually get the -1 draw, so with a 0, it's going to be a bit tough for Vashek here to get something out of this one. But as we hit the descent here, we're looking at a 71-71 prologue time trial, even mix, 23-kilometer time trial with what you're looking at is 5 kilometers worth of climbs spread out over 3 sections. At the first time check, and looking at that, great shape. We're in great shape at the moment. So that's a really good start to this one. That time is 14 seconds clear of others, and I really feel like that was really well measured. I mean, we just got off to a good start, good little downhill, and yeah, Vashek, so far so good. Coming up on climb number 1 here in just a moment. You get through this intersection, and up we go. This probably the hardest of the climbs that we're going to face. You can see it is going to put a dent into that yellow bar as we are second quickest through there. We're going to ease off a little bit and try to recover as we descend. It's going to get back some of that red bar. It's going to use up a little bit less of the yellow, as we've got a bunch of vehicles with flat tires here on the side of the road. Got everybody on the dirt median in between celebrating. Actually kind of works. It actually kind of works. Okay, but that yellow bar is the concerning one at this point, and I think we are going to have to back off a bit to get to the finish. We have dropped to 3rd at that second time check now, and there are absolutely 2 guys that are bigger, better, stronger. Our hope is to crack the top 5 as we again go fastest at the 3rd time check, but only 2 seconds ahead. And we're having to ease off more and more and more to try to make it to the end on this one. I think we're going to have to hit this final climb at about an 82 and just hope we can make it. This is the steepest part of this climb, and we are so far so good on this one. Once you get around this corner, it's going to ease off. Well, not really until about this corner. Yellow bar is gone. Red bar trying to get to the finish line here. That's where it eases off, but we are just about out of energy. 500 meters from the end. We are going to lose some time on this final one. But how much? How much did we lose? Enough to drop to third at the moment, plus a few guys behind us, or 2 guys behind us, that were definitely going faster than what we were doing. So I'm guessing we'll finish right about 5th, which was kind of the expected outcome. We were looking for about 5th to 7th. A slightly better race day condition would have done it. And there goes Nemec to the top. Here is Barta. Barta was the other one who was near the top there, and these are likely the 2 guys that are going to dethrone me from the podium. Barta goes second quickest. Schmid looks like he will not, so I think we'll be okay to hang on to 5th here with Schmid. Otruba is definitely a contender, and then there is the other Vasek, the brother, and Vasek was faster. Cerny also. So 2 guys that are threatening coming up, which means maybe we're going to be 6th or 7th on this one. Otruba goes 5th. So yeah, we're out of the top 5 now. The top 10 is guaranteed. And here is Vasek. Vasek goes first. And here is Cerny. Cerny was the favorite, but Cerny not looking that great today. I think a lot of that comes down to a 63 mountain rating. So you got a 75, 75, but Cerny just does not have the climbing legs that others do, and that's also our problem with our Vasek. And he goes 8th, just behind, so Vasek gets 7th. It's good. It's a good showing. I think we lost probably 10 seconds, 10 to 15 maybe, but certainly not a huge amount in that last 500 meters. Probably enough to drop us from 6th to 7th. But of course, if you're conserving enough energy to make that finish line, well, how much time would we have lost there? 5 seconds, 10 seconds to not lose the 15 at the end. So realistically, I think there was probably only 5, maybe 10 seconds in that on getting the most that we could have gotten out of Vasek, which means I don't think we were going to crack the top 5 today. A +1, +2, a +3, I think could have pushed us up to that podium because we were within a minute. I think we could have gotten up to at least 4th place. As you can see, there's a bit of a gap to those front 3, all within 4 seconds of each other. Not William Barta, that's Martin Barta. Of course, that's not William Barta, as that's an American. But anyway, good time trialist, though. Easy to confuse the two in the circumstances, but we do finish within a minute, so I mean, that's good. And like I said, I think we probably could have had 6th if we timed things slightly better. But otherwise, a +1, +2, gets us up to about 4th. That's about it. So overall, it is what it is on that one. It's a good result for the most part. Ponemar about to set off. He was expected to have a +1 today, but it looks like he's got a negative of some kind as we go to set off. -3. A -4 draw for Ponemar. He was on for a podium, probably not the win. But looking at this now, the only good news here is the time trial is only a -1, but that stamina resistance both take a -4. His mountain rating takes a -2. And for those draws, it's definitely going to hurt his time quite a bit. So far, 79 seems to be just about going right, but we've got some climbs to come. A couple saddles to hit along the way. I think maybe a 78 is going to conserve a little bit more for what is to come later, especially as that was more downhill than up through there. Down to a 77, just to conserve a little more. I'm thinking with the race day condition, that podium is going to be a really, really tall order now. And I think we'll still have a top 10, but I'm not even sure we'll be getting a top 5 at this point with this type of condition on the day. As we go through the first time check, we are first, but again, we've gone pretty deep on that. There's a lot more descending or flat terrain the rest of the way, but we're going to have to back off even more. Okay, Mark Padoon goes to the top. He is the favorite. He's the only rider behind us, and he is 40 seconds clear as we've gone through the second time check and are now third place there as Deshko is sorry, I had to repeat that just to kind of hear myself say it as we're about to go through the final descent. Padoon has already passed us, so he's got the win totally wrapped up. But can we hang on to third? We were 11 seconds ahead as we approach the finish line with our energy waning, running out and pushing for the line, and all the way down to sixth. Told you top 5 is going to be hard based on the race day condition. Anything better, and even a -1, I think we're on for that podium. I think a 0, and we've got second place in the bag. We get the +1 that was expected. +2, +3, still second place. Padoon was that much better. It was going to take at least something like a +3 to compete for that. But disappointing fall to 6th place with a really poor race day condition draw on Panamar, who was in great shape. I'm expecting that +1. He had a high fitness level, no fatigue. Definitely should have had something better than what he got, but you're not going to win them all. Our only victory in the individual time trial went to Lucas Bausch, who's not good as a time trialist really at all, but as a Luxembourger, he didn't face much competition and therefore was able to come away with the victory by a pretty decent margin. He's a rider that I'm very excited about the future potential of. So far, though, really hasn't gotten there yet. 79 flat, 72 cobble, 72 time trial, hence the result. But okay, fine. We got one win. It's first career victory. So there you go. First year rider too. He's first year pro. So we'll take that one. But that's going to wrap up the time trials. Now I know I am definitely on a short episode at this moment, but I'm going to save the road races for the next episode, and then we're on to the Tour de France. And the Tour de France is going to be a very different spectacle than what the Giro was. The Giro, we were well and truly going for something. We had our climbers, and we were going for that King of the Mountains, and we ended up getting that 5th place, and that took a lot of time, effort, and episodes. Tour, our objective, win a stage. Our team, nowhere near our strongest. It's our sprint team, and our sprint team is much weaker than our climbers are. Much weaker. So our sprint team is well and truly just going to be targeting a sprint stage. We're going to try to win a sprint stage, which means short, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes per sprint stage, and there's only half a dozen of those. So we may squeeze the tour into one episode, potentially, as we, aim for that stage victory and do what we can with it. I don't think we're going to be strong enough to contend the green jersey, and to do so would require an absurd amount of time. So for this year, for our first Tour de France appearance, it's going to be a pretty quick one while we bypass a lot of stages. But that is going to do it for this episode, and obviously once we get past that point, we're signing riders for next year, building the team for next year, one Monument, World Championships, and the La Vuelta, which we have our punchers for that one, just looking to get a stage win. So again, different feel, and again, going for that stage win, and then done, moving on. So the rest of the season will definitely go much faster and put us into next year. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.